Hey, Alistair Edwards here, your favorite independent LegalShield associate. And look, today I want to talk to the small business owners about the things that are probably stressing you out in your business. We already know, right? You guys as small business owners are dealing with HR employment matters, cash flow management, accounts receivable, customer and vendor supply disputes, right? You want to know how to protect your assets. One of the biggest things that you're concerned about probably is contract and document review. You get questions about tax codes and tax audits, property and equipment leasing, and you don't even know what the consumer laws are. You need an attorney, right? But here's the problem. When hiring an attorney, it's very expensive, right? So I got this bill from one of our now clients who was using an attorney before, and I want you to see this is for 13 hours of legal work that they paid over $6,000 for. And what did they get done? You're saying, what on earth would make me have to pay $6,000? Well, let's talk about it. Draft document and agreement. 3 hours worth of work, almost 4 hours worth of work at $650 an hour. That's $2,000 right there. I want you to think about that, right? Or let's say send out an email. So 20 minutes, it took me 20 minutes. This is what they're saying, at $450 an hour to send an email. That's about 90 bucks. Review an email, 10 minutes, $45 because it's $450 an hour to review an email. I want you to see what business owners are paying or what you probably are going to be paying or currently are paying. I'm here to let you know there's a different way. What do I mean by that? A Legal Shield small business plan. There's three options. For everything that I just showed you over there, you can get the same quality law firm doing the same type of work for you for $99 a month, right? And no, there's three plans. There's a essentials at 49, there's a plus at 99, and a pro at 169. I'm showing you all three of them because all three of them are on the website. But the truth of the matter is I don't recommend the essential plan, the $49 plan. And I'll tell you why. It only covers you in the state that you live in. With the internet now, everybody's doing business across state lines. So you want interstate coverage, and you have that with the plus and the pro plan. The plan that I have is the plus, right? $99 a month. You get three users, meaning you, your business partner, and your office manager, or you, your spouse, and your office manager, however it goes. You have three people that call in on behalf of your business and can ask questions and speak to the law firm. If you need more users, get the pro plan. It'll give you two more users. So you'll have up to five people that can call in on behalf of the business and ask questions. It covers you in every state. It gives you unlimited advice and consultation, meaning you can call in at any time, ask any question during any business hour, and they're going to have the proper attorney call you back to answer those questions. You can get letters and phone calls written. So if after the conversation, the attorney thinks that a letter or phone call will make a difference, look, they'll write the letter, make the phone call for you, and it's included in your $99 fee. If you need a document reviewed, look, up to 20 documents with 20 pages each reviewed. You can also get designated consultations. So if there's something that's really pressing you and you really want to have a deep conversation about it, look, just take a consultation, a designated consult to specifically design that. You probably have people that owe you money. You've done some work for someone or a vendor owes you money and you're trying to figure out how do I collect that money, right? You could hire a collection agency, but they are going to take a percentage of whatever it is they collect. Or you could just simply call your law firm, tell them who the person is or the vendors that owes you money, give them the pertinent information, and they're going to write a debt collection letter on your behalf. You get up to 10 of those a month with the $99 plan. If you ever get audited, you have 25 hours of an IRS tax attorney to help you with that Schedule C audit. And the employee handbook can be prepared for you for a flat fee of 750 bucks. If you have the pro, it's a $500 fee, right? One per year. And then of course, custom drafting. If you need a custom contract drafted, they can do that for a flat fee of 250 bucks. Just think about the money that you'll be saving. And if you need a trademark or copyright, you get one of those per year with that plan. Look, if you were just going outside to get an individual law firm to do a trademark for you or a copyright for you, that's a couple thousand bucks. You can have that done for you here, and it's included in your $99 plan, plus plan, or your 169 Pro plan. I'm always going to recommend that you add the trial defense supplement. So for an additional $14.95 a month, you have a trial defense, meaning you're covered if your business is ever sued. So you're looking at about $113.95 per month for the plus and $183 a month for the pro. You're basically paying $1 per hour for 40 business hours per week to protect your business. It just makes sense, right? With the plus, you're looking at about 68 cents per hour to protect your business. Why would you not make that smart decision? Here's why I recommend the 1495 trial defense, because you get 25 pre-trial hours. This is time spent for the defense of covered lawsuits prior to the date of jury selection. Meaning if you're ever sued, you now have pre-trial hours already put in, and it includes 75 hours of trial time. That's the time spent in defense of a covered lawsuit from the date of the injury. I mean, the included injury selection, right? So you definitely want, that's 100 hours, and anything over that, you get a 25% preferred member discount because you're a member of the Legal Shield monthly benefit. And you're saying, well, what company is this? It's Legal Shield. We've been around since 1972, and they've always had the goal of providing equal access and opportunity and justice that every human deserves at an unaffordable rate. Look, they already cover 4 million lives with their family plans, and over 80,000 businesses throughout the United States and Canada have the plan that I just went over with you. How do they do it? It's a shared economy, right? Because so many people are purchasing this on a subscription base, the subscription covers the cost of you being able to get that legal services for only $99 a month. Members pay a monthly fee, and the law firm gets a third of every payment on the 15th of every month. So even though you're only paying 99 bucks, there are millions of dollars coming into that law firm monthly to make sure that you get the services that are required and needed. Everything's available through your app, right? But not only that, you want to protect your family. I'm sure you want to protect your family. You probably don't have a will done, right? There are probably situations where you or someone in your family has been treated unfair or received a speeding ticket or been not denied an insurance claim. If you're going to pay $99 to protect your business, I suggest you pay an additional $35, $37 really, just to protect your family. And what will that include? That'll cover the entire family, giving you the same type of coverage you have for your business, but now for your family, meaning you can call in and consult on any personal legal matter. And if a letter phone call makes a difference, they'll write the letter and make the phone call. So when my daughter was being overcharged, I mean, when her apartment complex wouldn't give her a security deposit back, guess what? She called the law firm. The law firm wrote a letter and made them pay double the security deposit because they kept it past 60 days. Document and contract review. Anything you're signing, you definitely want to have an attorney look it over. You might be getting a new phone, or you might be getting a new apartment lease. Whatever it is, you want someone to review that contract for you. And if it's a residential situation on primary residence, they'll do that loan document review for you, and it's included. They're also going to do your will, your living will, and your medical health care directive. Very important documents. The will is the last love letter to your family. It's the document that says, if anything happens to me, here's who I want you to, here's how you want to take care of my family to be taken care of. That document, the average attorney is charging anywhere from 800 to 3,000. It's included in your membership at 37.95. You simply just fill out a questionnaire, hit send, it goes to the law firm. They'll have 3 copies drafted and back to you in 10 days. If you get a moving violation, or you and anyone in your family does, right? It covers you and your spouse. Any moving violation, guess what? You simply can call the law firm, and for a flat fee of 79 bucks, you can have an attorney go to court for you. The main objective is to make sure there are no points on your license. You're going to get some trial defense for any civil lawsuit. So if you're ever sued, your trial defense is covered. Just like you protected your business, you now are protecting your family. And if you're ever audited, you have a tax attorney to represent you and consult with to help you with any pre-negotiations. If you're doing an uncontested name change, adoption, or divorce, once you've been a member for 180 days, that is included in your membership. And immediately you have 24-hour emergency access. Protecting your Miranda rights, right? The right to remain silent and the right to call an attorney. A lady called me once. She said, Mr. Edwards, I got to thank you. You came by our company, you sold us the benefits. She said, my son is 18. He's the first one in our family ever to go off to college. In the 4th week of school, he met some guys, decided to go to a party with him. Coming back from the party, police pulled him over and the police searched the car. She said, my son had no idea the driver had a gun underneath the front seat. Needless to say, when the gun was found, all 4 kids are getting arrested. He's crying, can I please call my mom? And the officer tells him no. He says, look, can I please call my attorney? The officer now has to tell him yes. He dials the number. He's like, look, I don't know who you are. All I know is my mama said, if I get in trouble, I need to talk to you. He talks to the attorney. The attorney says, well, let me speak to the officer. Officer comes back to the car and says, young man, look, I'm going to need some personal information from you. When we get to the station, we'll fingerprint, do a background check, and check for warrants. And if everything comes back good, you'll be released on what we call a verbal signature bond. He says, well, what about the other 2 kids? The driver admitted the gun was his. The driver admitted no one else had any knowledge of the gun being in the car. He says, it's fine and dandy, but I didn't speak to their attorney. Those other 2 kids that had nothing to do with the gun got arrested that morning, Saturday at 4 a.m. Judge who was assigned the case decides he doesn't want to hear it until Wednesday. Bond not available until Thursday. 4 days in general population because they didn't have access to an attorney. And the one child whose family saw value in a $37 membership. was able to go home free, right? So protect your family. We talked about protecting your business. We also know you want to get things signed sometimes, so you get online notarization and e-signatures done, included in the membership. Everything else will fall under a 25% discount. So just know you're really covered fully with this membership. And so the great news is it covers the member's spouse or domestic partner, never married, dependent children under the age of 26 living at home or full-time students, and dependent children under the age of 18 for whom the member is the legal guardian. And if there's a physically or mentally disabled child living in the house regardless of age, as long as they're 51% financially dependent on you, guess what? They're covered also. So the entire family is covered. Our identity theft protection should also be a thing that you consider. Identity theft is the fastest growing crime in America. They say one out of every three Americans will be a victim of identity theft. So for $34.95 a month, you can have all three credit bureaus monitor your entire family, or if it's just you, $19.95 a month. And that's going to be your credit score tracker. That's going to be monitoring alerts, meaning every personal information data system that has any information about you is going to be monitored. That's your court records, your social security number, credit score, anything like that. You have access to the law firm. And then also to the identity theft protection. And then of course, if anyone tries to do a loan or open a credit card in your name, you'll be notified. You also have access to Trend Micro, which is very important because you get your own virtual private network, which means when you go to a public hotspot, you turn it into a secure Wi-Fi net connection, meaning no one can hack into your information. You get a password manager. They do some reputation management to help you with your credit scores. And of course, the consultation is 24/7, meaning if you ever become a victim of identity theft, immediately they assign you a licensed investigator whose sole responsibility is to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity back to its original form. And it's backed with a $3 million fraud protection policy. The ID plan, individual plan, like I said, will cover you, the member. The family plan will cover the entire family, right? And any dependents up to you. That's you, the member spouse or domestic partner, and dependent children. So here's the best value, and I'm done, right? If you were just doing the legal plan for yourself, the family plan with the identity theft protection, you're looking at $57.90, right? Because you're paying $37.95 for the legal plan, $19.95 for the identity theft protection. But if you're a business owner, the best value that I recommend is the $99 small business plan, the $14.95 trial defense to protect your business if your business is ever sued, the $37.95 legal plan for your entire family to have legal coverage, letters, phone calls, wills prepared, right? And then the $34.95 family identity theft to make sure that your entire family's identity is protected. So you're looking at $186.85 a month. And you're saying, Alistair, I don't want to add anything to my budget. Well, it's still going to cost you more not to get this plan. And here's why. Because they have an amazing members perks program that gives you discounts at probably everything you're already doing. You already go to the movie. You already rent cars when you travel. You already buy airplane tickets. You already make copies at Office Depot. Imagine getting discounts, 50% off Office Depot, right? So you're going to get an additional discount on your T-Mobile or Verizon cell phone, right? You're going to get discounts on hotels, on travel. I save between $60 to $600 a month just using the members perks. So look, make the smart decision, get the best value plan, make sure that your business is protected, make sure that you and your family are protected with a LegalShield small business plan and a family plan, and make sure you add that trial defense supplement, right? Look, you can get that plan by clicking the link below, or if this video was sent to you by someone, just let them know you've watched the video and you want to go to their website, right? They're going to have a link. They're an independent legal shield associate. They're going to have a link that you can click on and get this membership immediately. Make sure you and your business are properly protected, right? You want the peace of mind and that type of protection. So with that, you all have a great one, and I definitely appreciate you all listening in. Subscribe and listen to what the other features of our services are.